Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you for being here. I see some of you were here earlier today, and nice to see you all again. So my presentation for this afternoon is a little different from the one in the morning. In the morning, I spoke about studying in Ireland, and a little bit of background. I will touch some of it, but I'm also going to focus on the industry side of things, which I think may be of interest to some of you who are planning to study and then stay back and work. So without further ado, let me introduce myself. My name is Jayanti. I work for Enterprise Ireland. Enterprise Ireland is a government organization. We manage the Education in Ireland brand. It is the national brand under the authority of the Minister for Further and Higher Education. So my role is to actually, I work for the whole of the ASEAN region. I help to promote Irish education by giving information that I hope will be relevant and helpful for you in your decision-making process. So where is Ireland? It's that tiny little dot over there. Can you see that small green dot? It's a very small country, very, very small. It is about 16 to 18 hours by flight from ASEAN region. So from the Philippines, you have to take 2 flights. You'll have to go to the Middle East or to Europe, and then you take a connecting flight. It is only an hour away from the UK, about an hour and a half away from the rest of the European countries, about 7 hours away from US and Canada. So it's once you get to Ireland, you're not too far away from the rest of Europe and US. Now, in terms of courses, this is a very limited range of courses that we have over here, but I think if you really want to know what we offer, look at the link at the bottom of the screen, which is Qualifax. That is our government database. It has all the courses listed in there. It's a searchable database, so you just put in the subject that you want to study, and then, the list of universities and the courses that they offer will come out. And they're all clickable links. So you can click on those links that will expand further into the websites. So that's something that's quite useful. In terms of universities, we have, as I said, small countries, so very small number of universities. We have the state-funded universities. We have the independent university, foreign branch campus, which does mainly medical programs. And then we have our technological universities. These are a little special because the technological universities are very connected to industry. So you find that many courses, especially at master's level, they are actually connected straight into placements and straight into jobs once you graduate. Then you have the Institutes of Technology and private colleges. These are also very popular with international students because the fees are quite reasonable when you compare it to the higher ranked universities. So this is something for you to consider. Say you're looking for hotel management or something specific in art and design. There are very specialized colleges that offer this. Now, in terms of ranking, this is something that students and parents may look for. So rest assured, looking at the QS World Ranking for 2025, all of the Irish institutions listed here are in the top 3% in the world. So they are fairly highly ranked in many different areas. Tuition fees, again, the fees are in euro. I have given you a conversion in USD, but of course, you can have a look at that. Undergraduate is in, we have given you the fee for 1 year. An honors degree for undergraduate is 4 years in total. But for postgraduate, the master's courses are 12 months. They are only 1 year. So that is something that's a little unique and different compared to many other countries. Living expenses, again, the range is over there. You can have a look, between 12 to 15,000 euro per year. Students are allowed to work in Ireland. So you can work 20 hours a week during term time, 40 hours a week outside of term time. So during holidays, summer holiday, Christmas break, you can work. Now the minimum pay, effective 1st of January, for 20 years and above, is €12.70 an hour, which if you work that out for 20 hours a week, I think you'll be able to, put aside some money for yourself to cover some of your expenses. We have a government scheme called the Third Level Graduate Scheme. This allows non-EU students like yourselves to stay back in Ireland and look for work. So if you finish a bachelor's degree, you are allowed to stay back in Ireland for up to 12 months to look for a job in your area. So it's very specific, very professional. You are not looking for a job in other areas, but basically, if you qualify as an accountant, you want to work in an accounting firm, that kind of a thing. If you do your master's, it's even better. You're given up to 24 months to stay back in Ireland and look for a job in your area. So Ireland is a launch pad for careers. It has the fastest growing economy in Europe. Skilled graduates, over 1,800 multinational companies have set up their European base in Ireland. So if you look at the likes of Google, Facebook, EY, all of the top pharmaceutical companies, biomedical companies, everything to do with technology, animation, all the digital related companies, you would find that Ireland usually will have the biggest companies, and they will definitely have the European branch set up there. So it's a very, very good opportunity to graduate and to start your career in a huge multinational firm. The industry leaders for many of these sectors are in Ireland. So these are an example, a very quick sample of the cutting-edge companies with operations in Ireland. This is just a limited number, but there are a lot more. You will notice that these companies don't just come from the US. They also come from other parts of the world, from Asia, from the Middle East, all over where you have the big brands. So now, what I would like to go into a little bit more detail is the top industries in Ireland where students, when they've graduated, they're looking to work. For example, if you're interested in medtech, as you know, all industries now incorporate technology in careers. So, a lot of people may think, medicine, let's think about being a doctor, let's do nursing. But you can go a lot further than that. You can think about courses which will take you into a med tech area. And what is that? That could be products, that could be research, manufacturing industries. All of this we have set up in Ireland. So Ireland is home to 18 out of the top 25 global medtech device companies. It is now the second largest exporter of medtech products in Europe. University research, this is important for you. University research and government-supported research centers are driving the medtech innovation in Ireland. So whichever university you choose to study in this area, you would have a wonderful chance, a fantastic chance, actually, going into like a work-related placement or a work-related program after you graduate, because of the link between industry and university. There are over 300 Irish medtech companies that work across diagnostics, medical devices, digital health, and manufacturing. Now I have this is the first, I have 7 more slides which focuses on 7 more areas which may or may not be of interest, but let me just go through them. The next one we're looking at is pharma. Now, traditionally, people who do pharmaceutical courses, yes, they end up being pharmacists. They may work in hospitals. They may work in industry. Now, when you go into pharma, you can go into many, many different related areas. As a fact, Ireland is the #1 European hub for international pharmaceutical investment. That's #1. Over 30 FDA-approved pharma and biopharma products they have plants in Ireland. So if they have a plant in Ireland, then if you do a related degree, you definitely will have an opportunity to work in one of these manufacturing plants. 8 out of the 8 out of top 10 global pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical companies have integrated manufacturing operations in Ireland. So I think that itself tells you about opportunities. And the last one, which is a little known fact, 6 out of the top 10 world-selling drugs are now produced in Ireland. So, you know, there are like a list of top 10 medications. So the top 6 are produced in Ireland. Again, as I said, little known fact, but good for us to just share that with you. The other area we look at is ICT. Ireland is known as the Silicon Valley of Europe. It has the second largest exporter of computer and IT services in the world. Long-established and newer leading-edge giants in the field of ICT have their operations in Ireland. So if you go into this area, you actually have a very good chance of landing up in any one of these big companies, possibly, to work there when you finish your degree. The next area we look at is fintech. So fintech is very, very big in Ireland. So fintech is finance, but with the tech side of it. You all know, right, nowadays in the banking industry, everything is automated. This especially happened post-COVID. It was going to happen anyway, but post-COVID, a lot of things became automated. Now, studying in a country where this is part of the curriculum, it helps you fit into the newer jobs that are coming out in the next 5 to 10 years. So fintech is one big area. And as you can see, Ireland is the 4th largest exporter of financial services in the EU. It is a leading force in big data and is home to global analytical hubs of multinational brands. Now, big data, you may have heard of it, but it's again becoming a very, very key area in many, many industries because everything now is connected to data. Data is power, data is knowledge. Now, to have a qualification in big data, you will be probably very marketable. So this is something to consider. The next area we are quite big in is business and management. Business and management is actually a very, very popular choice for many young people who are not quite sure sometimes what they want to do. So if they're not quite sure, okay, let me do sciences or let me do psychology or something different, they say, okay, let's try business. Maybe it's a way that I can move forward in my career. You are right, and you can, because business and management sets the baseline for marketing, careers in marketing, sales, human resource, banking, finance, many, many areas. And one of the big areas is business analytics. Ireland is the 2nd largest region in the world for business analytics, so something to consider. And you know, as with all countries, Ireland does have a critical skills occupation list. Finance and digital marketing are on that list. So which means if you end up with qualifications in that area, there is a very high chance you would be able to get jobs in that area and possibly stay on longer, you know, if you wish, because it's in the list. So something to consider. Now, the other area is banking and finance, a very, very big area for us. Though Ireland is a very small country with limited number of people, but in terms of services that we provide, I think it's something that's, you know, very, very, it's very major. Dublin is a major global hub for fund administration, aircraft leasing, insurance, and a whole range of wholesale banking activities. So you can see from this slide that that's another big area for us. Hospitality and tourism. Now, it's a very strong industry, and we do have probably the chains of all the leading hotels that have set up base in Ireland. So for students who end up studying programs in this area, there's a very high chance you can end up working in any one of these chains and then move on later after you graduate to work in other countries that have the chains. So this is an area that is particularly strong for those interested in hospitality and tourism. And then we also have creative arts and design. So you may not realize, but things like theater and film industry, it's actually very popular for some of the students. Animation is very, very big in Ireland. It's fast growing. And students who end up doing a degree in this actually do quite well in terms of salary. So this is another thing for you to consider. So I have shared some of the important areas. Now, in summary, Ireland is the only English-speaking country in EU. It offers the highest education and investment for life, produces unique graduates who are creative, innovative, and work-ready. Ireland is globally connected and home to over 1,800 multinational companies. Now, data from IDA Ireland shows Ireland's international share of workforce is currently 28%, which is way above the EU average of 14%. So that tells you a small country like Ireland with a population of 5.3 million people actually attracts a lot of international talent for the workforce. So I've come to the end of my presentation. I will leave you with our social media information for you to stay connected, because we do post regularly on things like new courses, scholarship updates, anything that's relevant for a student to know. Okay? So thank you very much for listening. Thank you. If you have any questions, I can take questions, or I'm also downstairs at the stand. Feel free to drop by our stand.